Story 21, The Sound Beyond the Trees. The lake house sat alone on the edge of Silver Pine Lake, surrounded by acres of red and gold woods. Autumn had turned the air sharp and smoky, and when the wind moved through the trees, it carried the scent of rain and pine needles. Emily had rented the house to get away from everything, her job, her phone, the city's noise. She told herself she needed silence, space, and time to think. The listing said it was peaceful. It didn't say how the quiet could press against you until you could almost hear your own thoughts echo. The first night, she sat by the window, watching the moonlight shimmer over the water. Somewhere across the lake, an owl called. Then came another sound, faint but distinct, like something dragging through the leaves in the woods behind the house. Slow, uneven. She stepped onto the porch, holding her breath. The sound stopped. She waited, shivering in the cold, then laughed at herself. Probably a raccoon, maybe a deer. By the third night, the sound had become a pattern, always after dusk, always moving, just beyond sight. She tried to ignore it, turned up the old radio in the kitchen, cooked dinner, even talked to herself out loud, but no matter what she did, the sound would return, pacing along the edge of the trees. On the fourth night, the wind died. The lake lay perfectly still. Emily sat by the fire, trying to write in her journal, when there came 3 soft knocks at the back door. Her pen froze mid-sentence. Knock, knock, knock. She stood, heart pounding, and opened the door. The porch was empty. The mist was thick, creeping in from the lake, curling around her ankles. The only sound was the faint dripping of water from the eaves. Then, knock, 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 from the front door. Emily slammed the back door and ran through the cabin. She threw open the front door, but there was nothing there either, just her car, the gravel drive, and the dark outline of the forest. When she turned back inside, the fire had gone out. The next morning, she packed. The house felt different, colder, like it was holding its breath. She couldn't shake the sense that someone had been standing outside her window all night, watching her sleep. By the time she loaded her suitcase into the car, fog had swallowed the entire lake. The trees looked like silhouettes painted in smoke. She started the engine, but it wouldn't turn over. Once, twice, then silence. That's when she heard it again, the dragging sound, right behind her, slow and steady. Emily turned, but the fog was too thick. The noise grew closer, the crunch of wet leaves, the snap of a branch, the faint whisper of breath. She locked the car doors, her hands trembling. The sound circled her car, brushing against the sides, and then a soft tap on the driver's window. She didn't look. She couldn't. She closed her eyes and waited, counting her breaths until finally the noise faded back into the woods. When the fog lifted, she walked down the long gravel road to find help, but when she reached the end of the drive and looked back, she saw the house clearly for the first time, the reflection of its dark windows glimmering in the still water of the lake. And there, in that reflection, was something else, a figure standing at the tree line, still watching. The next week, a local realtor found the lake house key still on the front door. Emily's car was gone. And every autumn, when the wind moves through the woods and the leaves drag across the ground, the locals say you can still hear that same sound, something piecing the trees, waiting for someone to come back.